1. The 17 cents effect. Peak technique. Researchers had panhandlers ask for spare change in different ways. Asking, "Can you spare a quarter?" got a 64% donation rate, but asking, "Can you spare 17 cents?" pushed it to roughly 75%. The weird, oddly specific number breaks people's autopilot no script. The unusual sum disrupts the refusal script people have primed for panhandlers. Hook for the video. This is why sketchy subscription upsells say just 0.83 more per day instead of 25 month. It forces your brain to actually process the number instead of pattern matching, ignore. Bloomerang British Psychological Society. Waiters who repeat your order back to you get almost double the tips. In a real restaurant study, waitresses were split into two groups. Some simply confirmed orders, "Okay, coming up." Others literally echoed the customer's exact words back. The copycat waiters earned almost double the tips of the other group, and in a follow-up experiment, the mimicked group tipped roughly twice as often and gave more often, 78% versus a much lower baseline. This isn't just mirroring body language. It's specifically verbal mimicry, and it works on strangers who have zero idea it's happening. Great visual. Split screen A, repeat the order versus just confirm scenario. ABC News, strategy. Peak 3. Calling yourself a voter instead of telling yourself to vote changes turnout by double digits. A Stanford study on election day surveys asked half of participants, "How important is it to be a voter?" And the other half, "How important is it to vote?" The identity-based phrasing, "being a voter," significantly increased turnout, measured against official state voting records by 10.9 percentage points in the New Jersey experiment. And the researchers called this one of the largest experimental effects ever observed on objectively measured voter turnout. This is the dark psychology trick behind ad copy like "be a founding member" instead of "sign up now." Nouns hijack identity. Verbs just describe an action. Pnas. 4. The sludge concept. Friction as a weapon, not an accident. Most people know about nudges that make good choices easier. Less known. Behavioral economists coined sludge for the opposite. Deliberately engineered friction designed to stop you from doing something that's good for you, canceling a subscription, opting out of data sharing, requesting a refund. It's the same psychological toolkit as a nudge, just aimed backward. Show a mock cancel subscription flow with 6 confirmation screens as your visual. 5. The Ben Franklin effect, but the cult version. Everyone's heard, "Ask someone for a favor and they'll like you more." Less discussed. This is a documented recruitment tool inside high control groups. Asking a new member for a small favor or tiny commitment early on doesn't just create liking, it creates a self-narrative. "I helped them, so I must believe in this." The manipulation isn't the favor. It's what your brain does afterward to stay consistent with having done it. 6. Odd framing beats logic in negotiations. The reframe version of Peak A, follow-up to the Peak studies, found something stranger. Adding a short reframing sentence after an odd request didn't increase how many people said yes, but it increased how much money they gave. In other words, oddness gets your foot in the door. Reframing afterward is what maximizes the extraction once you're already engaged. That two-step, unusual hook, then reframe, shows up constantly in high-pressure sales scripts. 7. The refusal script concept itself. Most people think they're making a conscious decision when they ignore a panhandler, decline a survey, or skip a donation ask. The research suggests otherwise. It's a mindless, preloaded script, not an active choice. That reframes the entire video's thesis. Dark psychology doesn't need to overpower your reasoning. It just needs to interrupt your autopilot before reasoning even starts. 8. Mimicry works even when you're the one being tricked into liking someone. The tipping research wasn't framed as flattery. Participants weren't consciously aware they'd been mimicked, yet still tipped more and rated the experience better. This is the mechanism behind active listening sales training, hostage negotiation rapport building, and first date manipulation tactics. It bypasses conscious evaluation entirely. 9. Numbers that are too weird to be fake get trusted more. Tie number 1 and number 6 together for a broader insight. Unusual specificity. 17 cents. 73% of users, in just 11 minutes, reads as more credible than round numbers, precisely because our brains associate precision with real measurement rather than persuasion. Marketers exploit this by manufacturing oddly specific stats that sound rigorous but are essentially made up. 10. The meta trick. None of these require you to be gullible. The through line for your ending. These techniques were tested on random members of the public, not naive or unintelligent people, and still worked at meaningfully high rates. That's a stronger closing hook than protect yourself from manipulation. This isn't about intelligence. It's about how attention itself can be hijacked before conscious thought kicks in.